Hey guys, and welcome back. We're taking all the body parts that were bolt on back off. Now we're prepping things for final paint, jams, getting primed. All the things, the engine bay needs to get painted. I sanded some of it where the welds were. I put some filler in just to smooth things out. We're gonna sand this whole thing with 320 and then paint it. It's gonna be a semi-gloss black. They had speaker holes in the sides. I'm going to cover those up. We're going to do the door jams, get those at least in primer, maybe in paint. Dashboard has to get painted. And the trunk needs to be painted. So we're going to start in the front with the engine bay. And we're going to work our way towards the back of the car. I'm not sure how far we'll get in this episode, but we'll go as far as we can, and we'll bring you along with us. Hi, and welcome to Mike's Custom Garage. Gonna sand most of this with this little DA and 320. Okay guys, so we finished grinding all the welds, put filler over them, make it nice and smooth. Did that across a couple these top welds as well. Across here, we've seam sealed all the joints along the way, including the back. Seam sealer along this joint, which is what the factory had. And we've sanded the trunk. And we sanded and seam sealed the trunk. So the trunk is ready for paint. So we're gonna let this dry tonight. Tomorrow we're gonna paint the trunk. We will prime these areas. We will prime these areas tonight. And tomorrow we will paint the engine bay. With the trunk and the engine bay done, all I have to do is the door jams. And we start putting the car back together. Of course, I got to do all the jams, all the parts. So there's still a lot more to do on that. A day of scuffing at least. And start jamming all the parts to get those ready to go back on the car. So that's where we're at. We're gonna get some primer on this. And we're just gonna prime what we have to. I'm not gonna prime the whole thing. And yeah, we'll get black on this tomorrow. Okay guys, we're just gonna jump around and prime what needs priming and nothing else. primed what needed priming, and that was it. Just where the body filler was. Around here, door jambs, up the jam. So that all looks good there. So yeah, we're just where it had to be. Now tomorrow we'll just give this a quick scuff and start putting paint in here. Say where I did seam sealer in the trunk, I also put some paint along that so it's all sealed up. So everything's primed, and tomorrow we'll sand what we need to sand and start getting color on this. Okay, so I got the engine bay to my liking. We're gonna start painting it inside. We're gonna put 2 coats of black base coat with a hardener in it, and that's all it's gonna get. The engine bay is painted, I'm going to take the engine apart, clean all this stuff up, paint everything, and put it back together. First thing is the exhaust manifolds are a 9/16 head. Hey guys, today is jam day. Yesterday we painted the engine bay. I started cleaning the engine. There's still a lot to do on that, but I want to get the engine bay, get the rest of the car jammed up and ready for the doors and the hood and the fenders and everything to get put back on. So what we got is a rough tape up. I mean, there's some areas like that that isn't quite touching. Not really worried about it. It's mostly just keep most of the overspray from flying around. A lot more of it is just to keep the dirt isolated. This has all been washed like 3 times, blown down, washed again. So we'll get the door jamb around the cowl. I made some plates to put in where these speaker holes were, because we're not going to have speakers in there. I don't know why they would do that, but those holes look like they were factory. Maybe something goes in there, I don't know. But they had speakers in there and we're not going to have that. The cowl is painted. Now on the Mustangs, this part of the cowl is painted body color, then it goes to engine bay color. So that's where we taped it off. This side's also the same. The other side had black on it because that was extra black from the engine bay that I just started throwing away. I just sprayed it in the jam. I sanded it down today, so it's good to go. We're gonna paint up along the tops of the doors also, so that we can put some of this back together. Once I get the doors on, I'm gonna put the doors together and then adjust to make sure the heights are good. Because when you put the weight of the door in, it does add to the hanging of the door. So you want to make sure that it's going to be where it is. Everything in here has been washed and blown and washed and blown. We should be pretty good. Now we're not doing the jam on this yet. I want to do inside. And we'll worry about the outside later. Well, we're going to give it another good blow down. I'm going to tack it all off. And we're going to start putting some paint on this. Okay guys, I'm going to start this with 2 coats of base coat black. We're going to do all the jams that we have exposed and the trunk, and then we'll come back and put the blue candy on over that.
Waiting here for you. I'm waiting here for you.
The base coat's had about 15 minutes or so to set up. Now we're going to put the candy base coat over that. So if we put 2 coats of this on, now we're going to put the clear on. The clear is going to get 2 coats of clear. There you have it, guys. Seductive blue candy over black. Tomorrow, we'll put in the gas tank. Fill in that big hole back there. We're going to run these brake lines. We have stainless steel brake lines, all pre-bent to fit the car. And I have a fuel line that we put in. Then we're going to put it back on the ground and let it dry, let it finish while we get the parts all jammed up that go on it and start putting it back together. So yeah, things coming along nicely. Color looks great, at least I think it does. And tomorrow's another day. Okay, yesterday we got the blue candy on. Today we're gonna start putting the car together. Now this is the slow part of the job. Every single piece, like the gas tank had to be wiped down before it's put in. We're gonna get to the windows and all those piles of stuff that all need to be cleaned, serviced, and put back in right. There's boxes and boxes of stuff in my spray booth that go to this car that everything needs to be touched. Every little piece has to be cleaned and either painted or just put in, brightened up or whatever it needs. So now it's to the point of putting the car together, every little piece. All the brake lines are here, but they got to come out of the car, get put in their proper locations, and put back together. Very tedious part of the job. It's going to take some time, and we're just going to keep working on it. Next week should be fine. We'll do I got to move some stuff around. Then I'm going to paint all the parts, start putting them on. But in the meantime, we're going to put these little pieces together. I'm going to start putting the interior together. All the dash components need to get painted and put together. So yeah, this is a slow part, but there's a lot to do here. So we're going to keep working on it, and keep putting videos out. So for now, we're going to put the gas tank in. What I'm going to do is, this is a window butyl. I'll put a small bead of this on the inside of the trunk, right along the edge here, to seal it. So I don't want water getting in. So I'll put a small piece of butyl around the whole thing, and we'll seal the trunk down and in, and we'll screw it in place. And it's done. Now this stuff here is a 3/8. Don't need it that wide, so I just heated it up with my my rocket heater and got it warm, so we can stretch it. And like I said, we'll put a small bead in here and then set the trunk in. So let's do that. Okay, we don't need a lot of this, so let's put it on a little. The easiest thing to do is climb in. I'll start in the back and just work my way around. Okay, like I said, a very small bead just around the edge. Keep water out from coming up underneath if it gets splashed. So we're going to grab the gas tank, set that thing in, and continue. Then we'll go on to the brake lines. Laid in place. I go find screws for it. We'll put screws in. I know they're around here somewhere, but for now it's in there, so we'll go on to the brake lines. It's got some wax and grease remover on it. Once it's just glue, just wash it, wipe it like that, and it's gone. Nice and shiny now. Okay, we're gonna put this back in where it belongs. We'll put our grommet back on. I know you can't see this, but just throw it back in its hole. And this goes back where it belongs. Brake lines are in, jams are painted. Last night, I didn't video it, but I painted the trunk. So the trunk's painted and the taillight panel's painted. So that's good. Did the taillight panel because once I put the trunk back on, it'll leave an edge right through here. I don't want any edges, so that's how I alleviated that problem. Just paint the taillight panel separate. It doesn't connect to anything. You know, there's no edges are going to be formed. Once they put the corners on, that'll make another edge there. So yeah, we're coming along good. Like I said, they won't be painting this car until it gets a little bit warmer outside. It's cold, and I'm painting it in the bay that I worked in right now, and that's not my spray booth, because keeping the spray booth warm is a little more work. So we're gonna leave it at this video here. Next week we're gonna try to get the doors and all the other parts in the spray booth, so I'm still gonna have to clean the spray booth out, which means moving the other Mustang out of there and putting that maybe on the lift. So we're gonna clean bays out, move things around, and then try to get this thing put together and ready for paint. But for this week, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, subscribe, notifications, leave a comment. These things really do help the channel grow, and we're really gonna try to get this channel growing this year. So I appreciate you all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.